Hello, welcome to the Speed Build League Arena. I'm starting a new series with this video showing off some building techniques. We're going to be starting off with something really basic. The texture pack I'm using is Loadcraft. I will put a link in the description. So the first video we're going to do here is just really basic building a house. I know this is going to be like not complicated for people, but I'll just go over it just so we can start off with the basics. So first of all, the first thing most people do when they build a house in Minecraft is they just start with a wood house, you know, just planks. And usually they'll do, of course, if it's their first time playing or they're quite new or inexperienced in building, they'll just do a flat roof. Now, the purpose of this, obviously, is going to be we don't want to make a house with a flat roof. We want to make a house with a nice roof, nice detailing, windows, you know, all that jazz. So we're going to start off, I'm just winging it here, but we're going to just start off with a basic house, the kind of house any newbie will make. Got our torch and our doors. There it is. So we're gonna build this one just so we have a comparison when I build the other ones. So we have our cube house. Let's get some windows. I'm gonna go ahead and use the full blocks because that's what a newbie's gonna do. All right, so this is your basic Minecraft house. It's just a cube. There's really nothing special about it. It doesn't look that good. So we're gonna make it nicer. So let's build a house here with the same dimensions, but what we're gonna do is in the corners we're gonna put some logs. So we got our logs in the corners, and that's gonna break up the monotony of this. Now normally I wouldn't be just making it a square like or a rectangle like this. I would put in the door and the windows while I'm setting this up. But because I'm in creative, it's probably faster just to do it this way. So, you know, the way you build it is going to be different depending on if you're in creative, if you're playing survival. So it's just as fast to do it this way in creative. Now, to make the process easier, a lot of people build the frame first. I don't know why I didn't do it that way this time, but it is what it is, right? So in our floor, we're gonna work our way up to nicer and nicer houses, more advanced building techniques. Put our windows in, and this time we're gonna use some panes because panes just look better, right? They give the walls more depth, which is good. Oops. All right, now The other thing that we want to do, besides putting these logs in, is we want to make a nice roof, right? That's important. It's got to be a nice slanted roof. So we'll go up one more just to get the height we want, and then we're going to use stairs on the side. Now I put it one higher than the doors and the windows. Depending on the house, you may want to put it lower, but I usually feel like it's too crowded if it's any lower than this. I'll do another video later on. As many of you know, I'm known for my speed build league, and I'm gonna make a video that shows some techniques to do things faster. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we have these sideways logs now, so we're gonna put the sideways logs right here, and then we're gonna continue like that. Now you could put that one lower. It doesn't really matter for this particular build, but I didn't want to. I'll explain that right now why we're going to do it this way. Because there's another more advanced way that you can build the house, or a nicer way to do it that I like to use. So we've got our sideways logs, and you don't see the connection here where these two logs go together. But on this side, I'm going to show you guys. If we were to put it down where you could see, then a really nice thing to do to fancy up the whole house is to have the logs intersect like they would in a log cabin. So what we're going to do is we have our logs, and we're going to have the logs stick out one extra block like that. So now you can see it's like the logs are interlocked, and it just looks more interesting, and you can see the support beams here sticking out like you might in a log cabin. Now I always have the roof hang over on all sides. I just think it looks a lot nicer that way. Almost done the roof. The roof is really the longest. It's the thing that takes the longest, and that's something in the speed build league that people sometimes underestimate, is the time it would take to do that, and they end up running out of time. And so you see a lot of times in the league when people are rushing the roof and they go around it and they figure, oh, I have 2 minutes left and there's no way I'm going to finish all of the roof because they made their building too big. And so they end up just flattening the top just to make sure that the roof is finished, even if it doesn't look great. So here we have a house that's a lot nicer, especially with these nice supports, the support beams on the top there. And even from the inside, you can see it breaks it up a little bit. Now, what we do, because we put these ones along there, we should actually put them on here. Even though you can't see them from the outside, you can see them from the inside. Now, it matters because we have the vaulted ceiling here. If we had a second floor, then it wouldn't matter so much. Because the floor, the floor would be right there, right? But then in the second story, if you had the beams, then of course you'd show them again. So that gives you, gives it some more character. It makes it feel more spacious inside, even though the area isn't really any different. And so you can see the difference here. That one's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Oh, no, they're the same size. So in here, it feels a lot more cramped because you have this low roof, or the low ceiling, rather. Now, another thing that really makes a house stand out better is if we put, we integrate the furnace into the design of the house. So what I always do is, let's get rid of this window, is we put it right in the wall, and then we build the chimney. Now you can use any kind of stone, but it's a basic rustic house, so I'm going to use the cobblestone. Now it looks a little bit goofy with the furnace sticking out the back and the ability to reach it. So you can really decorate it any way you want, but you can place the one block. I preferably like to use the stairs like that, or like this. Or if it's, you know, you want to really fancy it up, you can do this kind of thing. This is a lot bigger. You can even go like that. And it makes the outside more interesting as well as the inside, right? And that's special. Now, I'm going to show you guys another technique to make the outside of the house look better. And that is to fancy up the windows. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our stairs again, which I just got rid of, and we're going to go like this. Just like that. So now we have the windows sunken in, and it just adds a lot of character to the outside of the house. Now, keep in mind you can't make it go out like this. Wait. What am I thinking? Oh, you can't have stairs next to the windows. I was trying to illustrate that, but it didn't really pan out how it did in my subconscious. Anyway, I know there's some situation where that happens, and I can't remember what it is now. So let's not worry about it. Anyway, so there we have our sunken windows. Makes the outside look a lot nicer. Gives the house a lot more character. This is especially a really nice feature to put in castle walls and in other stone structures, bigger structures. You get a better effect on those. Now, another thing that's important is, since we're using a lot of these wooden planks just for everything, so the best thing usually to do is to break it up by using either cobblestone or a different color of wood. So I'm going to show you guys a much nicer building, and we're going to make it a 2-story. Now we're still going to use the oak wood, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so we got our logs. Now I'm going to do this the way I usually do, which is to build this up. This is how I do it in creative. If I was in survival, then I wouldn't do it this way, because I don't always have the materials to finish it all in one go, and often you'll want to use the walls as support to get up to the next level when you're building it up higher, right? So we're just gonna, you know, throw these in. Get nice. And then we're gonna put cobblestone in. Like that. And let's make this one have a double door. just like that, and we'll put some varying windows in. Okay, so now we'll put the second floor in. And while we build this, I'm going to show you guys how to make the most of the interior. Let's do this the quick way. Just for the sake of time. There we go. So now that we have the stone walls on the main floor, it's a lot nicer to have, you know, the wood planks on the floor and the ceiling, and it doesn't look quite so monotonous. Now what I like to do with the stairs, what I like to do with the stairs is, remember that we're two meters tall, or 2 blocks tall. So if we want to make a nice staircase up and conserve as much space as possible, there's varying ways that we can do that. But the best thing to do is just start like that, so that we have a step up, and this is a landing, and then we go up again from here. Just like that. Now, otherwise, we'd have to put the landing on the main floor, and this would be pushed back 2 blocks if you want to have, you know, enough space for a double like this. And in that case, we'd run out of space right here, and then we'd have to obviously put the landing either here and move it over that way, which would then make the ceiling here really low and uncomfortable. So we put it on the floor, and it's a lot nicer. And we can do that to make the stairs look a lot better too. Now, you can even improve this a little bit better, or even make this look nicer just by putting the stairs like that on the staircase, right? Upside down stairs for that floor. Now, what I often do is, if I'm low on space and this staircase happened to be a little more squished up against the wall, and I wanted to have more space on the second floor, what I would do, oh wait, that's not right, is we go like this. That's not going to really work because of the way I set this up, so I can't really illustrate it very well. But the idea is, if you have stairs, you can put a wall above there rather than one back, rather than putting the wall here. I have the wall there now, right? And so that gives us an extra whole row of blocks on the floor that we can use. I have a good illustration for that on my single player map, but off the top of my head I don't know if I could just replicate it on the fly, so I do apologize for that. But let's continue working on this. So we're gonna do the second story. Oh wait, we're gonna do something. I'm gonna show you guys something that I like to do here, and that is we're gonna get rid of these to make the second floor more spacious. We go like that. Now you see this in like classic architecture all the time, like British towns and stuff, where they have the second floor kind of stick out because they have room above the street but not on the street, right? Oops. Now the reason I got rid of these is because there's no reason to have the logs across here, because you can't see them from down here anyway. You won't even miss them. And up here it would look goofy if you had the logs across the floor not supporting anything, right? Whoops. This is taking a bit longer than I wanted it to. Oops. All right. So we can worry about the interior later, but I'm going to show you guys. Put our supports across here again. Now, the thing about doing buildings like this is you don't have to use the logs the way I'm using them. If you want to mix it up, you can actually make all the support systems out of cobblestone, and then have, you know, the wood walls like we have here. And you could actually reverse that and have the planks be supports all the way around. And it doesn't even look that bad. And you can kind of mix it up by going back and forth with different buildings in if you're building like a town or something, right? Now this looks a little bit odd this way because normally when I do this system with the overhang, I'm using cobblestone as my support system, and so I'd have cobblestone going across instead of the wood like this, but it's not bad. So let's because we have a lot of wood on the second floor, we don't want more wood, right? So we could pick another material, either a different color wood or cobblestone or brick. We're going to use brick to do the top floor, and I picked the brick because my in my texture pack the brick kind of looks like a tile a little bit when they're on stairs, so it's not too bad. Oh man. Now this is going to get really tall, so why don't we do something interesting with this? I'm going to change this up, and I'm going to show you guys how to do a roof with different slopes. Oh, there I go. So let's get the slab, and what we're going to do is this is going to be a slab here. This is going to be a slab here. I might have gone a little bit too far in. So put plank, and then we're going to use stairs here. I think I did go too far in. Oh yes, I definitely did. This is bad. I messed this up, guys. Let's what am I doing? I need the stairs to be one closer, right? So here. But that's not gonna work. What am I doing? Alright, let's just... This is what happens when you wing it. You gotta kind of work around. It looks it looks like I may not be able to do what I wanted to with this. Whoops. Oops. No, I think we're going to be okay. So we got the roof. It starts with a small slope and then gets bigger. And you can experiment with this to try and kind of figure out the best slope. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Just bear with me. We got this. We got this. Now, there's an additional feature to using stairs as roofs rather than a flat surface, and that's especially in single player or in survival. Mobs don't spawn on slabs or stairs, so you're saving yourself from monsters dropping down on you. Now I'm gonna take the stone bricks and we're gonna go like this. I don't know if this is a good idea for such a small building, but ideally I should have built this with a odd number deep. Actually I did, but then I extended the top and then it would have been just 1 here. But it is what it is. There. So we've got a sloping, actually, you know what we can do? There, that's better, right? There, so we have a sloping roof now. Maybe not the best one I've ever built, but beggars can't be choosers. All right, so let's throw some torches down here just so we can see, and then we're gonna do what we did over here, and this looks a lot better with a larger building like this where the windows aren't quite so low. There. See, isn't that nice? I'm not gonna do it with this bottom part, but I am going to, just because it's so low to the ground, sometimes I think it's too much to have that like that. So if we just leave it like this, or we grab our stairs, I'm gonna need that, and we just do the top. Now another thing I like to do is to give the doorway a little more openness, is we just put stairs on the top like that and make sure that the flat side is on the same side as the doors. And that just makes it a lot more inviting when you're walking through. Now, this tutorial is starting to drag out, so I think we're going to call that it for this one, and I will show you guys some more tips in the next video. So thanks for watching. Make sure you rate the video and comment and subscribe, all that stuff, because it helps get my channel visible and get more people in here. though it is so very cliche, I do know. Don't forget to visit my Twitch channel, Twitch TV/LoadClaw. Join in the Speed Build League. It's a lot of fun. And we'll see you again soon.